If you've been living under a rock in the past 48 hours, you would have seen this story by Rand Fishkin and Mike King, essentially revealing and talking about a leak of some internal documentation from Google in terms of API documents. And it's probably the biggest story that's come out in the SEO space, at least to date. But I think with this, a lot of people have been talking about this, and there is definitely a lot to say, but I think it's really important to not get too far ahead of yourselves and actually understand that there are limitations with what we've been presented, as has been shared by the authors themselves and also by some members of the community. So, the first thing that's really important to note is that in terms of this information that we've got, assuming it's all correct, it's updated as of March of this year. So, that's a couple of months ago. It's also important to mention that nothing has actually been confirmed and verified by existing or current Google employees, and Google has been pretty silent at the moment in terms of responding to this. They would have been reached out to in terms of their PR teams by journalists, etc. They've chosen, for whatever reason it may be, to not comment on this at the moment. And I think with the other things that's important to note about this leak and what we've seen is that there's no weighing to the different ranking factors or the different attributes that have been listed, which suggests that it's very difficult to say you should do X over Y because we don't actually have that relative importance and weighing of the different attributes and ranking factors there. So that's something else to keep in mind. And the last thing that's important to mention is that confirmation bias is a thing, which means that if you've had long held beliefs around certain types of ranking factors or things that are very important for ranking well on search, and you go through this and you're sort of seeking out the things that confirm what you initially thought, that is something that happens. That is a real thing. So I think based on that, again, don't get too far ahead of yourselves or jump to conclusions because there is a lot that we don't know. There's a lot that hasn't been verified. I think SEO, as it always has been and should be, is about experimentation, testing to see what is working, what isn't working, and then base your results and methodology off of that. But overall, we've seen some very, very interesting things over the past 48 hours, lots of commentary, lots of interesting things. So that's just my 2 cents on the situation at hand here. So let me know what you think in the comments below.